All right, after drilling out, I think you have all the 3 rivets drilled out from this area here and here. You should remove the motor. When you remove the motor, I want you to mark on this cam. This cam right here is connected to the cable. Mark where the cam sets. This is like the back of the cam. Just put a little mark here, and then this is where like a little pin sticks out of the cam. Mark right there. That will gives you an idea where to set that cam back after putting it back together. And that way you can stick the motor back on. I want you to remove the rear drain that goes across that catches the water. That gets removed by one screw, and it just flips out of there. And the glass should be removed too. I have the sunshade removed. We didn't have it. All right, now so the motor's disconnected. You let that dangle. You can also run the motor by using a Allen key that goes in this little hole here. Just be careful doing that. Don't run it too fast. So after you're done with that, you pull this off. Be really careful with this. This will break. So you be just really, really careful with this to get this off. If you break that, we're gonna have to send you get you a new one. You pull this off, and the cables come off. Then you can pull on the cables and see how this cam moves when you pull the cable. And it might be a little tough to pull. Just to let you know, if this is busted and you're having a hard time pulling this whole mechanism back, there's a little release right here that locks it in. It's like a little release that automatically releases it when you pull back. So when you just pull back, that presses down on that and pops that up. But if this is busted, it might not do that. I'm not real familiar with doing these as much as the other ones. So you just pull this back, or slide it back by hand if this is all busted. This could be busted, so you want to push on this mechanism to push it back. So if this was all apart, like this all comes apart, all right? This flips up. This clips on here. All right. And this cam goes on. You got 2 slots, 1, 2, and then you got you got 3 pins sticking out. 2 pins going to these holes, and the third one goes into this hole. And you pull it back all the way. Be careful not to break all these little tabs off, which it looks like I'm almost doing. And you hold it so it's all lines up. This lines up with this, it lines up with this cable. And then you push it into the slot. And you might have to play around with this a little bit to get this to push down into the slot. Just be really careful. And then this has to go down in there. Just be really careful. It slides in there. See how that is? Just slide it in. You might have to push that down a little bit. And then just slowly wiggle it in there. And you can push it all the way up. And then you just slide this cam, if you're able to do that, where it originally was. That way the motor knows where that belongs. Then we just slide this cable back in here on both sides. Push it up there. You gotta be careful pushing this on. Sometimes this gets stuck. And it breaks right here. This is the breaking point, so you just be really careful. Push it on both sides. Put the motor back on. When you're putting the motor back on, clean out the gears. These gears right here get like material build up in them. Just kind of take a little brush and clean them off. Then you put your motor back on, and you're good to go.